Sorry I had to cut you off.
And if I come off soft, bitch, you on this.
Are you scared?
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of stroll, 30-pack of hoe. No Rogaine in the propane flow.
All right. How's
Andy,
everybody?
did you have something you wanted to say?
No, I was finishing up anyway, so we're good, boys. It was pretty rude, though. He just ended me, right?
Well, I mean, we had a show to get started, so
Yeah, I hear you. We're good. We're good. Welcome, boys.
So that people know, before this thing, we get on and we'll talk about whatever. Mostly it's nothing important. And Andy was giving...
just like the show.
Exactly. He was talking about something pretty passionate. He was literally right in the middle of it, and Ray started the show. So we didn't get to hear the end. We'll hold that thought till after, I guess.
Yeah,
we'll just hold that thought forever. That's how it works around here. One-time opportunity around here.
No doubt. Well, guys, we want to thank y'all for coming out and joining us this evening. But first of all, we'll say apologize for not having a show last week. We had full intentions of landing in Daytona, heading to the house, setting up, and doing probably a little later show. But we ended up MHR and Kyle and Bailey had a meet and greet out at Iron Axe. It was right, Iron Axe.
Iron Axe Bar and
Grill. Yeah,
it's a place you could drink beer and throw axes, y'all. That's the reason we didn't do a show.
That's why we didn't make the show. We ended up throwing axes till like really late and having a good time, and then getting to the house. And I think we ended up getting in the hot tub the first night, right? Did we?
Should we start this show with another time that Brandon bet against Andy while we were throwing axes? I mean, like that was kind of my highlight of Friday, and I thought, wow, how could the weekend get better than this? You know, Brandon, do you remember losing money again?
This was probably accurate. Amanda just posted it was a show last Thursday night. It was. It just we didn't share it.
We just didn't tape it.
Yeah, it was a live audience. It was a live audience show for Amanda, Molly, Brock, and Maxine.
So I've never thrown axes. And,
that's the first time I've thrown axes.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've wanted to do it. I've just never been in a place where I can. And so I got to be honest. I would call myself an average athlete. I can keep up, but I'm not going to be the star of the show. I would say I was pretty good at axe throwing.
You were,
yeah.
And so I had a very false sense of confidence, and I got a little trigger happy on the wagering portion of the evening, which was short, by the way.
It was only 2 throws, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. And then I thought better of myself, but I did unfortunately lose $50. Actually, I lost $100.
You did lose $100.
I gained it back with feats of strength, and beat Andy up. I don't know how many flights of stairs it was.
Oh, you won $20 on that. You won your $50 back when we got in the hot tub and we found out that the pool was not heated.
Yeah.
That's right.
So for everybody, this is just so everybody knows, this is literally. We're not even into racing stuff. This is the start of our little first Wolfpack adventure. And as we sit, we figured out how to get the hot tub in our house working. We're all sitting in there laughing, having a drink or two. And I don't even remember. I just remember saying, we talked about whether the pool was heated or not. And it was cold, like 62, 63 degrees. And we got the hot tub up to like 101 pretty quickly. And like I after a drink or two, I get encouraged to see people do stupid things. And I knew Brandon owed me another 50. And so I just said, Brandon, for $50, if you just jump out of this hot tub into that pool and swim 1 lane down, 1 lane back and get back in, you can keep your damn money. And I didn't get it out of my mouth before he was so diving.
Looked like Shabu walking across the pool.
I would say that water was in the high 40s, low 50s, probably. I would say
the thermometer said 60, but the story's better at 40.
It felt like 42.
It would have been hard pressed for me to say that water felt like anything above 40. And that was just me touching it with my feetsies.
It was cold.
Oh, it was cold. It was cold.
So I got in the hot tub first. I was testing out the waters for everybody, and allegedly, I sent Jen a video of just myself listening to music, smiling at the camera. It's like a 10-minute All right, I'm sorry. It's like a 10-second video of me just doing this.
And you don't have a recollection of doing that?
Not really.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. So Thursday was a good night.
I just thought about something. I don't think we paid Brock up for him winning the whole the deal. We never paid up, did we?
I did. I did.
You did?
I know why.
Wait, winning what whole deal?
Remember when the first we did the first?
$10.
It was $10 each person. Winner takes all. Remember we did first. Yeah.
So
because it was first to 21. You had to hit.
Oh, you
21.
talking about axe throwing?
Yeah.
Oh.
What else?
Yeah.
We didn't do anything else to gamble on other than the race.
What do you mean? I think I bet on something every 20 minutes I lost $20 running up a flight of stairs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
35 stairs into the 3,000, I determined it was worth $20 just to see if Brandon could run to the top.
Molly looked at me and said,
I was proud.
Molly looks at me and goes, "You'll die." I was like, "Yeah."
I nearly did when I got to the top.
No crap. I was told Molly, I was like, "You might want to get up there." I was like, "They're going to need you to check pulses and their heart rates." And
I quit.
Else.
Yeah, I was super proud of you, Brandon. You ran that. That was one of the truck race.
I would have lost money that either one of you would have made it all the way to the top running. I would have lost money on that.
I'm telling you, I'm sneakily, is that a word?
Sneaky, I think.
Quick. Sneaky quick.
That's what he said to me. As he stood at the top, trying not to die and catch his breath after I slowly it the rest of the way, he goes, "I might be fat, but I'm pretty quick when there's money on the line." I'm like, yeah, well, I'm still $30 ahead, and I didn't even have to run to throw the axe the first time. It was awesome, though.
It was
and for the people that, if you haven't been there, you can look up Daytona. There's when you first come into the entrance and you're going up to the grandstands, it's an impressive amount of stairs just to get up to that first level.
Yeah, it's 3 flights.
3 flights?
Yeah.
How many stairs are in a flight?
Well, we're not talking about like at the Holiday Inn here. I mean, it's.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more than a flight. Like, I think those are probably 3 flights that are like double or triple flight. I mean, it's.
I'll give you 5 flights. I'll give you 5 flights.
I don't know, dude.
It was a big run. All I'm trying to do is give you credit, Brandon.
I appreciate it.
Lane, we are glad you're alive down there
heck
in the frozen tundra of Louisiana. At least you ain't in Texas.
Do you know it was 3 degrees in Shreveport, Louisiana on Wednesday? No.
That's crazy.
I think yesterday morning or Tuesday morning, one of the two. It was 3 degrees. And
they're sitting there talking about 3 degrees. What was it, negative today?
Yeah, but they don't.
I know. It warmed up a lot today. I think we got up to almost 6.
They don't. You guys are prepared for that. They're not prepared for that down
and I'm standing down in a horse complex today, and it's like 34, and I'm sitting there going, "Jake, I got to get the fuck out of here. I can't do it."
Yeah, flying home from Daytona, I told Amanda, I said, I've done a lot of crazy things in my life, but leaving 77-degree temperatures, and when we landed, like the little Des Moines thing said, when you go through your airport app and it tells you what the temperature is, where you're going and stuff like that before your flight, it was 77 in Daytona, and when you went through both your flights and you showed "Welcome to Des Moines," it said negative 29 degrees, and I'm like, what are we going home for again? Like,
that's
maybe,
almost a hundo difference.
Yeah, it was real close.
There were a good amount of people that got stuck down in Daytona. Dwayne got stuck down there till Wednesday.
How the hell?
Oh, man.
Couldn't get into
because of the weather and stuff.
Yeah.
But so here, and I've been to Vegas a couple times. I didn't travel Vegas a lot, but Molly's cousin and them went down and for their anniversary, and he said something happened to their flight. This was on Monday, and they couldn't get a flight out of Vegas until Thursday. I was like, that just don't seem right to me, but
could be, but they've scaled way back on flights too, you know?
Yeah, but you would still think, I mean, damn, I don't know. It was just weird to me. I mean, I wouldn't have blamed them to stay and just say, yeah, flights couldn't make it, right? But
being stuck in Vegas is not a good place for me.
No, I don't. Yeah, I'm not. I've honestly never been a big Vegas fan. So
I love Vegas.
We know Divers likes Texas
48 hours.
Did you win all your money back yet?
Man, I have not put that thing on since I've been home.
Well, let me tell you, you've only got about $4,000 left in.
Are you shitting me?
In virtual money.
You lost I know there was $114,000 in that account.
This ain't real money, y'all. This is
anytime
Ray's talking about stuff like this, you know it's virtual. Just
yeah, because I'm not a big gambler. I'll take a little bit in and have fun with, but I'm not.
He still got that check from being the Brewmaster of the Year back in 2015.
That's right.
We need to do your Oculus thing for anybody that had. We need to do like one of these nights. Is it called an Oculus or whatever?
It's Oculus.
We need to do a night where we do our should have gone to bed, whatever. We do our podcast. We just say anybody who has this, we set a day for it, and bring them all into that virtual room and just have conversations with people. Just
that would be cool.
Let everybody in to ask questions and have fun.
That would be cool. Another highlight to the weekend was I took my Oculus Quest virtual reality headset down and let the guys try it out. Divers, I think, logged hundreds of hours. I mean, if we were at the house, he was sitting there just gambling all my hard earnings away, evidently. So we've got the idea. We're going to go in and all of us are going to get one, and we're going to have a poker night. And I'm after watching Divers play Texas Hold'em and find out he lost $110,000. I'm ready for poker night.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I'm ready. Because I think that's going to be a great time.
What do they say? If you sit down at a poker table and you can't figure out who the sucker is,
you're the sucker.
Divers, you the poker buddy who watched you all weekend. I'm in.
Yeah, it didn't work out for me. I got terrible cards. I don't know what the deal was.
That's when you fold them. You don't bet them all the way through the river.
Cards don't matter in poker.
I hate folding. It's not fun. You always got a shot.
Yeah, true. But so yeah, we had a good time. Got there Thursday night. Just kind of hung out. Like I said, went down through some axes. Had a good time. Then,
I am so excited for our guest. Can I just
oh yeah,
throw that out there?
Yeah, we'll get there. This guy, man, It's going to be a good time. He should be logging in hopefully here soon. But so Friday we just hung out at the house. It was a wonderful thing. We went down with our wives. Except for Divers. Divers didn't take Jen with him. So it kind of worked out that Divers was our it was a
dream.
I don't know what would we call him? Boyfriend for hire or
I was kind of your concierge.
Yeah, he was our wild. He was our balance.
He did whatever the ladies wanted, so you can call him whatever you want to call him. We didn't really ask for much, honestly.
No, they didn't. So it was, they wanted coffee one morning, so we were like, Divers, take the ladies for coffee.
All right, well, hang on just a second.
I knew it was coming.
Let's not.
I think you were volunteering for it.
Let's not suggest that you guys instructed me to do it because I was there by myself.
Oh, I had nothing to do with it.
I volunteered to do it. We got.
So we were at Thursday and Saturday. We probably saw you there.
Oh, cool!
Absolutely.
Yeah, Don and Kristen.
Yeah, that place was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So it was something that was nice, take the ladies out, make them feel special because that's what we do is we make our ladies feel special. And, I wish Jen was there. I don't know if she's watching, hopefully. Honey, I wish you were there. I kept saying it all weekend.
Well, that's all he said.
Yeah. Pretty much.
He played that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know why he had the VR on. He saw the joy. He saw the joy we were having with our wives, and he was actually crying underneath the VR.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah,
he kept saying, "Man, I wish Jen was here. She'd ride with me to get the coffee for all you guys." Like that was just all this stuff. He was really lost without you, Jen. So if you're listening, but it's okay. You'll get time to redeem yourself because I believe the ladies have. From what I've learned today, the ladies have pretty much taken over our NASCAR schedule. So now I'm being told what races I'm going to, which is a whole lot different than what I'm used to doing. So it'll be good. But you did.
I didn't bring it up.
Oh yeah.
We've got to broach that too.
I don't know if we should.
Lord,
we have good points right now.
Yeah.
I'll stay away from it. That's your guys' call.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk about racing. Anyway, you were saying, right? So Divers was amazing all week.
So Divers was amazing. So he ran the ladies get coffee, had a special playlist for them as they rode to get coffee. in the car. And then I think there was discussions at one point about going to get nails and toes done, but that fell through.
Well, they didn't have any appointments.
Yeah, no appointments. And so, and then of course the next day, divers, we get up, and this was on Sunday. We get up and we're talking about, okay, we got to, cook and what time we want to get to the track and that kind of stuff. And the ladies, we knew would want to go get coffee again. So divers goes, I tell you what I'll do. I know their orders. I'm just going to go get coffee. We're like, you know their orders already? Like one trip. He knows their order. He's like, yep, got it. It's like, all right, you do that. I'm cooking bacon and sausage. We'll throw some eggs on when they come out, whatever, have a good time. So divers runs, gets coffee, and every woman was so impressed.
Well, and he took them to Walmart too.
Yeah, he took them to Walmart one of those days. Twice, yeah.
Twice.
Had to do it, and
I had to double back.
From one of the wives said that had to do a double back, and where you or I would have probably been bitch if it was divers calling and we had to do a double back to get divers shorts. Both of us probably went, fuck that guy. What's he need shorts for? Right?
100%. Yeah. Hell, I was the one who needed the shorts, and I was like, yeah, piss on it. I really don't need them. Matter of fact, I didn't even wear them. So thanks to the divers. But, and I believe you paged my wife at Walmart as well.
I did.
Yeah, there you go. Here we go. Amanda said Walmart with divers is quite an experience.
We couldn't get nary a signal at Walmart. Like there's nothing. I don't know what it was, but there was a small part of this area where you had bars, but you couldn't call out, couldn't text, nothing. And so I was actually with Molly, and I was like, "There's only one thing to do here. I've got a pager."
Well, I can tell you, 14 or 15 or 10 or 12, I don't know how many years, but it's 10 plus years of marriage. My wife can get lost in a Walmart, not like lost, but she can shop. Like she's fine with looking at stuff. Like she's in Florida. You never know what the kids might need. Like, oh, that's a good deal on a pillow. I'll find a way to get it home. Like she can shop for stuff. So,
well, the worst part is, and it was really a strategy issue. Is we went in with no strategy. We walked in and we all went different ways. We didn't say like, oh, I'll get this, you'll get this. We knew what we needed to get, but everybody went their own way. And so what you needed
was a strategic manager or a VP of strategy in that vehicle with you.
I thought I was the guy for the job. And,
Amanda said I was looking for chicken stuff. Duh.
They don't have chickens in Florida.
We did. Luckily, we pulled it back together. Everybody got back, got better as the weekend went along. Everybody was happy. Got called.
It was a rough start to a weekend for me. It was.
Oh,
I don't even think we didn't even discuss my fiasco. On the...
you're playing.
Oh man, this is gonna be a 10-hour podcast.
This is gonna be a long one. We get Robert in here too. I mean, the way he was talking on Sunday. I mean, I don't know if this is gonna be a two-parter. We'll have to shut it off live and bring it back. We'll be good for 3 weeks. We'll take 3 weeks off and just hit the recording.
We're gonna have to talk about road course next week.
Oh yeah. So man, so I fly in, we had the discussion up here about the rental car and how I didn't book it early enough, so I lost the rate, and then I found one that was cheaper and how great it was right across the street. So we get to the airport, Molly and I call up the hotel. They said just call the hotel, have them pick you up and bring you over where the Hertz location is. All right, great. They call them up, tell them what I need, come pick me up. We're on the way. Walk up to the Hertz counter, and there's a big sign that says this location is temporarily closed and will not be open again. Now I received a confirmation on my rental on Tuesday. Did not receive any other communication from Hertz. I don't know if y'all know me well or not good, but when I have stuff like that goes on, it sends me through the roof. I immediately go through the roof. Like there ain't no calm call to nobody. I'm like, so first thing I did, I'm like, please God, don't tell me I missed an email saying that something happened. They couldn't, so that's the first thing in my head. After I get that, I'm just red hot. Like I'm on the phone in the middle of a very, very nice Marriott going, what the fuck you mean? And like Hertz rental car, I will never deal with ever again in my life. They have the worst customer service you have ever seen. I mean,
it's amazing what $4 a day in difference gets you, isn't it?
Yeah. So like their resolution to me, this is what he said to me. All you can do, he goes, yeah, we can't really help you. All you can do is call back to the airport and see if they'll honor your rate or if they would even rent something to you. I'm like, hold on, I am hundreds of miles away needing a rental car that I reserved through your online piece, and I don't have a car. And they're like, yep. I was like, so you're telling me that if I'm going to call over there and they're going to tell me it's going to be $1,200 for a $200 rental that I have right here, I'm just taking it up the ass. And the guy literally goes, yep. And it's probably because of all the shit I'd already talked to him. I mean, Molly would tell you I'm not a pleasant person in these situations. I mean, hell, we were. Oh my God, it just got worse from there too. But
hey, Eddie, Ray could probably fund a race car with the amount of F-bombs he's already tried.
Oh yeah. Like
I don't know if we're still tracking that or not. I think we'll just all make $100 donation one of these days. Just so, we're good for a little bit.
So I'm like, I need to speak to somebody that can make decisions, And the guy, he's like, well, I'll try to get you in touch with my manager. Well, he comes back on and puts me on hold for like 2-3 minutes, then comes back and goes, my manager said he'll call you about 15 to 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'll never get this phone call. I'm still waiting, by the way. Hertz. Hashtag Hertz, you suck.
Great, I just got off a sponsor call with them this morning.
Yeah. Look, like Molly, Molly's
said.
like, yep, just ready to go home now because I'm flipping. I'm done. Spent.
I don't know that I've heard this story in full until.
Oh, you didn't, because at one point I was ready to snap your damn head too. But,
Brandon almost got killed by everybody. Brandon started learning this lesson of like, I can push.
Oh yeah.
And then when the button looks like it's about to break, maybe I won't push it anymore on that.
So okay, so finally I myself call another Hertz that's like 20 minutes away, explain the situation. This lady was super nice, like, come on, I'll take care of you. Cost me $6 more in taxes because it was in the middle of Orlando. At that point, I would have probably paid $500 to get the hell out of Orlando. So then like we get the car, everything's hunky dory. Like we're both like, I just got to get there because at this time I'm supposed to be picking up our groceries from Walmart that Amanda had ordered, and I'm already like 2 hours late. And in my mind, they're putting shit back on the shelf. You know what I mean? This is just how my mind works and why I get so worked up. So we get on 4. We're headed out of town, right? Molly's got the GPS hooked up, whatever. We're rolling, everything's cool. Traffic's starting to build up. I'm like, shit. Well, like I look at the thing and it's like, okay, in like 4 miles, take a right onto this road. Okay, great. So we get to this place and there's a wreck. So the damn traffic's backed up. So we're just inching, and I'm like, okay, our exit's only a mile away. Okay, because I'm sitting there like again stuck in traffic. I'm supposed to be picking up the food from Walmart, taking it to the house, going by the liquor store, getting liquor, and then going to pick you guys up at 7:30 from the damn airport. Well, of course, it takes us off and immediately tells me to do a U-turn to get back on the highway that has standstill damn traffic. But the problem is there are so many damn people that were doing the same thing for whatever reason. Like it won't happen. And so we ended up trying to reroute and going by this other place, and every which way we turned, it was like stop and go traffic. Finally got through that, got to Walmart. Walmart was the easiest part of this whole situation because it was just, walk in there, tell them what I got. They bring it out, load the car down. We're good to go. And there was a liquor store attached to the Walmart,
way to go, Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and
in Iowa, we sell liquor in our Walmarts, just so you guys know.
Yeah, North Carolina, we're still in the Bible Belt, buddy. So you can't, you can't buy liquor in a regular store because it keeps people from drinking.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's right.
It's all about them tax dollars. But anyway, so finally we get there. That all gets ready. Well, as I'm, of course, my head's about to explode and shit. I start getting these texts from drivers. Hey, Ray, where you at? I guess I'll just sit here and wait another hour. And like,
if you need me, I'm eating potato chips because Ray's not here yet.
Yeah, typically, like I'll text and drive. It's not a great habit to have. My daughters and wife tell me that all the time. But like typically, but I was so intent on like where I had to go and this, that, the other. I wasn't even picking up the phone. I'd see it, and Molly's like, "Who is it?" I was like, "Divers." She's like, "Well, you need an answer." I said, "Fuck no," because he don't want to hear what I'm thinking right now. So, but no, it was all good. But so that was the start of my weekend. And like I said, Molly about halfway. Well, hell, while we were sitting in the lobby of the Hertz where they didn't have a car, she was like, "Let's just." And I would, if y'all guys went down there, I would have got on a plane and come home. At that point, it just
he was real salty, when he picked us up, and I thought, this is a hell of a
got a lot better as
committee.
soon as we did that shot of Fireball. He kind of
it did help.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
It did help, but it was a little tense there to begin with. And
well, not only this, I'm in the middle of not having a rental car, and all I keep getting from divers is, "What kind of car is it? Does it have leather? Is it what do you got? Is it a black Escalade? Da 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 da." I'm like, it's a fucking scooter at this point. So I was going to have. I told them all we're going to have to jump on. They had those bird scooters at downtown. I'm like, "Baby, we got a long ride." And jump on the scooter and roll. So so that was
Friday with practice, which didn't go real well for our car.
Yeah, we were sweating a little bit with the car was not where we needed it to be to make the race, and so of course all of us were really, really, really stressed and about to freak out. And I was trying to hold composure and be the
me too.
Reason. We're sitting there. What was it? Sunday morning is when it kind of both hit us both. We're sitting on the couch getting ready, waiting for it's raining, so we're praying that it rains out, so we don't even have to worry about qualifying.
That was Saturday morning.
Yeah, Saturday morning, and
Saturday morning I'm up with a little bit of Actually, I felt pretty decent. That was the only morning I felt decent because I didn't drink it all the truck race. I remember looking at my phone, going, "There's a chance it could rain by 9 o'clock." Like, come on, baby. Like, you're not showing this yet, but it's starting to build. And then I remember just, didn't we have midday beers that day? We started at like 10 because it started raining. We had to have a beer to say thanks, I think.
Yeah, we started drinking it. No, mine was a vodka and lemonade.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Is that one of the days we tried to get Divers out of bed, but he locked the door to his bedroom?
Yeah,
because you were going to come get me out of bed, and I don't like that.
What day was that?
I can't remember. It got really blurry for me about.
I think that was Saturday because Friday Divers and I shotgunned a beer, and both of us about because
that's right.
We're too old for shotgunning beers, evidently.
Oh God, that was terrible. It wasn't just beers; they were Natter Days.
They were Natter. I mean, Natter Days are a great beer.
Oh. Only one or two, though. It turns out you can't drink six of them.
They make the belly kind of which we've been eating. We've been eating and drinking a bunch of. Me and Molly were talking about. It was like it wasn't that. I don't think it was that we were eating a bunch of crap. It was just that we were eating crap we hadn't been eating. So like, I think. And that Domino's, like, I hate to talk about Domino's because they're a huge supporter of Should Have Gone to Bed through feeding Brandon.
It's the transitive.
I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a huge supporter of Domino's, or Brandon is.
Yeah.
Like your stomach issues, I think part of the stomach issues where we drank a handle of vodka the first night. Saturday, I drank a bottle of Crown Royal or Crown Apple.
And we killed another. We killed that
here at the track, and then we drank another handle of vodka. Saturday night and Sunday morning, and then drank at the track on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing, and like this is typically an Amanda conversation that she has with me when I'm like, God, I must have ate something bad last night. And she's like, you drank like 3,000 gallons of vodka. And I'm like, yeah, that didn't have anything to do with it. It had to have been something with shrimp.
It was that beef stroganoff. That beef stroganoff at the Xfinity race killed. That stuff was terrible.
Oh, that was horrendous.
Yeah, it was.
Which stuff?
The beef stroganoff stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Yeah, that was not good at all. But, it was good seats anyway. So one of the highlights of the weekend.
Yeah, we got to talk. We got to set this up.
Yeah, so one of the highlight of the weekend was at the Cup race for us. We
did our car finished 15th.
I said one, and I'm trying to make an introduction.
I'm all excited for Robert, but we did finish
15th. But one of the best parts of the weekend with me,
all right, here we go,
was we got it a sweet Sunday, and we're sitting there, and we're of course those that are here that know us know when we go somewhere, we tend to become we bring the party. That's probably the best way to put it. So of course we're just talking to everybody, having a good time. We're gambling, getting a race pool set up, and this, that, the other. And we meet a great gentleman behind us by the name of Robert. And of course, what naturally brought us to him, you will hear in a minute, is his glorious accent. So I'll just let you guys hear without getting too much. But we had a wonderful time with Robert. It was actually, we come to find out, it was Robert's first NASCAR event ever. Had never watched it. Phenomenal. I'm gonna let him tell the story because it's a great story about how he got there and all this kind of stuff. But so yeah, there was two guys named Robert, Amanda. That's correct. But yeah, it was a great time. So I'm gonna bring Robert in, and we're just gonna have some conversations about his first weekend in NASCAR and meeting the guys from Wolfpack and everything that involved getting down there. So Robert.
Hi there, gents.
Hey, how's it going,
Robert? Robert, what's up, buddy?
How you doing? Hey, so first things first, I got my 100. Just get it in the swear jar now, because
So we're sending we were texting a little bit, and I guess you drove back yesterday, right, from Daytona? Yeah. He's like he listened to our last couple of podcasts, so he knows about the swear jar and all that stuff. I think that's been thrown out the through my rental car story. I think that was thrown out the window a long time ago, Robert. So you're good, man.
We'll just donate like $150, $200 a month as an organization to a place and just call it good.
Just call it good.
It's just easier that way at this point.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good there, Ray, for the last 10 minutes. So.
It was not a pleasant Thursday for me. That's for sure.
Robert, I love your shirt, dude.
Oh yeah, I wore it.
Oh yeah, nice. Brandon bought it. Yeah, that was a gift. That was Brandon's gift to him for his first. Because you drew. So in our race pool, you drew Tyler Reddick to start with,
yes,
right?
I did. Yeah.
And Brandon cursed you right away, if I remember. He's like, "Oh yeah, man, that's a great pick."
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't have a clue. I've got no idea, right? Till this day, I couldn't pick him out in a lineup. I've got no idea what the guy looks like.
He was the one that didn't have a front end on his car after lap 15.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of work going on, but I did look it up. He was the last guy still running to actually score points.
There you go.
There you go. See?
Given after 15 laps, his car was looking kind of iffy. That's all.
So Robert, so just to introduce you, we literally just met in the suite, kind of kicked it off. We were having a good time. So why don't you fill in people who you are, kind of give you a little background and all that kind of stuff. And
sure, absolutely.
How did you end up in Daytona to meet three jackasses like us?
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting story in itself. So Robert, I live in North Carolina, as you can tell by the accent. Right in here.
We live about 45 minutes away, but that 95 did just change.
I sound exactly like you. What do you think? Okay, so originally from Scotland, been over in the States for a while, lived in North Carolina for about 7 years, love it over here. Great part of the world, some great people, Ray included, now that I've met him. And so Friday, we get some fairly interesting weather here, not what Andy gets up where he is. But Friday, we were supposed to be getting some freezing rain, which is just the most screwed up thing that you've ever seen in your life. When the freezing rain comes down, you just can't do anything, right? You're just toast. So Friday afternoon, this is last Friday, I'm sitting waiting for my soccer game on Saturday to get cancelled, right? I know for a fact there's no way they're playing soccer, right? So I'm like, cancel the game. They cancel the game. I get in the car and start driving south. I'm like, I need some sun. I've got to get out of Dodge. Start driving down, get down to South Carolina, crash a night down there, get up on Saturday morning. I'm in the hotel. I'm trying to find something. So it's Saturday morning on the 13th of February. I'm trying to find a nice hotel, go down to Florida somewhere. All the hotels are asking for 3-night stays. I'm like, why the hell are they asking for 3-night stays? This is ridiculous. So being a single dude, didn't register as Valentine's weekend, right? So yeah,
didn't register for me either.
Yeah. So I can't get a hotel anywhere. I'm like, I get in the car and I'm like, I'll just drive. I'll go figure out what I'm doing. Now I'm driving down and I remember seeing something on the news on Friday morning about Michael Jordan starting a NASCAR team, right? And how he's going to be at the first race, and it's Daytona 500. So this is like, it's literally, I'm 3 hours away from Daytona, so it must have been 10 o'clock. And I'm like, hey, what the hell? I'll give him a call. You get any tickets by any chance, right? I'm an idiot. I'm calling to see if you got a ticket for tomorrow. The only ticket we've got is a suite for Saturday and Sunday, $2,500. I'm like, why not? Sure, I got nothing better to do. So
you can say that as a single guy. If you're married, you're like, she ain't gonna let me do this.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I don't have to ask for forgiveness afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So drive down and then get on the Marriott app, book a hotel, get a hotel right by the racetrack, get down there, drop the car off, walk on over, catch the first race was rain delayed on Saturday because there was a lot of rain came out on Saturday. So walked right in, walking past the stadium and the circuit right as the first race is taken off. And it was just, I couldn't believe the sound of it. So it's as you guys were saying, I've been to F1 races, I've been to other races, but I've never been to a NASCAR race. And to hear those cars coming past, it's just incredible noise. So get in there, get up into the suite, and the place is just humongous. I've never seen a stadium so big in my life. That's just absolutely craziness. Get in there, enjoy Saturday, but then highlight of the weekend for me was meeting you gents on Sunday.
This is our highlight.
I think the only thing that I would change is I think a 5-hour rain delay and the three of you in an open bar is not a good combination.
The only reason we're still alive is because I was on a mission after everybody met Mr. Worldwide. If y'all wouldn't have got to this day, I have no idea how long I was gone. Judging by the text message Amanda sent, it was more than 15 minutes, which is what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't I'll be right back moment.
No, I have no idea how long I was gone.
No.
Well, you were probably gone for about 2 hours when they switched the pace car out for the truck, and we were all saying, I wonder if that's Andy driving that pace
down
car
there.
up.
I've looked all over. I want one. I've officially decided I'm going to get one of those C8s. They're unbelievable. Those are. Oh yeah, there's Amanda.
Amanda said, "What about meeting me?"
Sorry, and the three wives. So and Divers was your surrogate husband. That was his job.
There we go, surrogate husband. That's the word we needed earlier.
Yeah, that's good. So he was being a gentleman for the three ladies. Took very good care of them by all accounts.
Thank you.
So Jen putting in a good word for him. He did a good job. Good man.
But
money's out your way,
I'm
buddy.
Not getting paid. I'm not getting paid for that, by the way.
She's sitting on the couch right now looking at her phone. Why heck can't he do that for me?
Yeah, no doubt.
She's like, I'll get Ray up here in a couple weekends. It'll be okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Amanda says you were gone at least 2 hours, Andy.
Yeah.
I would say it's at least, if not more. You were gone a while.
All I know is that somehow did I or did I not bring a bottle of Fireball back into the suite?
You did.
I absolutely did.
Unfortunately, you did.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think it took us. So apparently, it took me over 2 hours to get it, but we drank that thing in probably under 10 minutes. I will say that it was quick.
So let's back that up too, because we're up in the suite level where the Fox Sports FS1 records, and they've got a couple different rooms that they use as their studios. So we're sitting there watching the Fox thing, and of course, Mr. Worldwide's there because he's now part owner of Trackhouse Racing. And so Divers says he was in the bathroom, and when he came out of the bathroom, Mr. Worldwide just happened to walk out.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking Divers saw Mr. Worldwide on the TV and went posted up like a stalker. Is what happened.
I would say the truth is somewhere in the middle. Right? So,
because Amanda was with him.
Well, no. I if it wasn't for me, Amanda wouldn't have met Mr. Worldwide, because I was because I had walked out to actually go to the bathroom, and all I see is people just standing there in lines and stuff. And at first it doesn't even register because I don't we've talked about it before. Famous people don't do much for me. I'm not a big have to get a picture or whatever. And
drink with Robert.
Exactly. Yeah. So I look down there, and all I see is Divers leaned up beside some dude going, and I'm
all right. I was doing this.
And so I was like, oh, so I turned around, I walked in, and at this point, I think the crowd had gotten big enough. Molly and Amanda had saw it or something. And I was like, yeah, Mr. Worldwide's out there if you want to go grab it. So, but after we met, and like the whole thing was Amanda, who does not drink, told Andy that if she got to meet Mr. Worldwide, she'd take a Fireball shot. Well, of course, he's trying to cash that ticket in all day.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, so he's trying to, after Mr. Worldwide's met, Andy's trying to cash in that check. So he goes to the bar and is like, we need Fireball shots all around. And they're like, we don't have any. And what? You don't have Fireball? Well, then, of course, they start searching. They did try to find us some. I think they did a good job. And
they called all over.
Yeah, but they just couldn't pull it off.
Sweet. I mean, there was people with some pull to get Fireball in there, and they couldn't.
They couldn't.
They had it at the bar 2 floors below us, but they couldn't sell it by the bottle, and I couldn't carry 40 shots of Fireball.
Yeah. So Andy made it a personal mission at that point that we were going to take Fireball shots, and that's why he was gone for 2 hours. And when he came back, he did have a, 570 of Fireball? Or was it a 750? A 750 of Fireball, and everybody took shots and
a very nice sweatshirt.
Yeah.
That's right.
I forgot about the sweatshirt. Holy cow, Robert!
We put it in a Ziploc bag to get it back home because I'm like, looks like a nice sweatshirt. She's like, you have no idea where you even got this.
So explain that to me a little bit, if you remember. I don't know if you remember, but I remember it's something you tried to come up with it. They wouldn't let you come up with it, so you had to buy something to conceal it. And of course, is that
no?
How
I knew
that
they were going to let me up with it, and it was a bottle of Fireball. I wasn't going to put it in my pants. So the people I was working with to get the bottle of Fireball to where we got it to. I don't think they were meth addicts.
I mean, that's
what you said.
I would say you said that. You said the meth head.
There was a large group of people around, and I don't know that everybody was super comforting. The guy that got it, I know was super. He was awesome, and he had texted me and stuff, and we had a lot of fun. But I don't know where the sweatshirt came from. I can't remember, but I know
your description was a 9-proof meth addict.
Somebody in order to conceal the Fireball to bring upstairs. That was the biggest part I remember. So I don't know. But in here for this, let's talk about Robert.
Yes. Nice.
Your wife said you said it was from a meth addict with 9 teeth.
Well,
I do recall that statement being said as well. And I think the price was $400.
Right? Yeah, I believe that. I would say it's probably the most expensive bottle of Fireball I've ever bought in my life. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but I know my wallet's a lot lighter than it was before we drank that bottle of Fireball.
No,
and you said the good news is that you can't put the deposit down on the Corvette because of the bottle of Fireball.
Yeah.
See, so it was a win for Amanda, is the way I see it.
Yeah.
So here's the thing I keep hearing about. So first, the experience of the race, you got to be in a bet with all of us. Let's hear about some of the fun parts of the race that went on in there.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first 15 laps. Then everything after that's a little hazy. But, I do remember the night ending in a ball of flames. So
that was.
Lots of crashes.
So as we were watching it, you were asking some questions because again, you had never watched the race, never really followed NASCAR much. So me and you were talking, and I was kind of giving you some insight on some different things and all. But you said one thing that has stuck with me. You're like, man, I thought it was just a bunch of rednecks turning left. He said, y'all, he's talking about the drafting and the engineering. He said, I didn't realize all that went into it. Y'all hid this shit well for years. I was like, yes, that's He's like, y'all done a great job of hiding this redneck shit.
Yeah, it's a well-kept secret. Very well-kept secret. I'm very impressed. So, no, you guys have made me a lifelong fan. So I'm definitely going to be getting into this, watching it more.
It looks like you're watching it right now.
Oh, yeah, I've got because I wanted to talk about the fact that your boy didn't win the beef It's for Dinner. I mean, that's a trophy you want to win. It's not a single trophy that you want to win. It's the beef.
Agreed.
I believe the trophy was a hamper full of beef.
Did you say a hamper full of beef?
Yeah.
See, we're going to get into those discussions too, because so you call a cooler a hamper?
No, hamper's like a big baskety thing. Was it a cooler?
Oh, it was a cooler. Yeah, okay.
Oh, was it a cooler?
I just want to make sure, because we had a discussion about a rubber the other night that we're going to get into here in a little bit too. The difference, the difference between what Americans made.
Yes, English, and American English.
Yeah, English, and American English.
Yes, we're two different countries divided by the same language.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get into that, but there is one. So the first story you told us, and I'd like you to tell it here, was about your LinkedIn account and your.
Yeah, no. See, Amanda just set me up on that. That's really not a topic that should be discussed in our audience.
Well, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, it was just your LinkedIn.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, all right. To set the stage, I am a very anti-social network person. Right. I don't do Facebook. Don't do Twitter. Don't do any of that. Instagram. I'm waiting for the anti-social network to be invented, and then I'll join that. I'll be the first member. So I'm on LinkedIn because you got to do it, professional world and all that nonsense. And this was about 3 or 4 years ago. I got I think it was somewhere around 675 contacts. These are people that you've met at some point, different conferences and whatever, and you've connected with them, people you know. So moved over here to North Carolina. Job's going a bit iffy. This is about 4 or 5 years ago. So I'm getting bored at work. I'm like, I need to start finding some recruiters on LinkedIn. Right? I need to find some local recruiters and get connected to them. So go onto LinkedIn. And LinkedIn's a professional network, right? For those people who don't know what it is. So I get onto LinkedIn and I'm sitting in meetings, bored, silly, and I'm going through LinkedIn. And then after probably, a couple of hours of clicking through LinkedIn, I realized that subconsciously I was clicking on more females than guys, just because, that's what us guys do, right? That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm going through and I'm clicking and it's more, and it started drifting away from recruiters to just, he's cute. Right?
So you're 4 minutes into this now. Okay, got it.
So just clicking through and whatever. So anyway, long story short, I've now got over 11,000 contacts on LinkedIn. 10,500 of them. I swear to God, I went from the first day, because I had a mission that from the first day that I started this stupidness, right, the silliness, I wanted to get, and the goalpost kept moving just because as it became easier and easier. So I wanted to get to 1,000, got to 1,000, then to 2,000, then to 5,000, and eventually 10,000. And from day one that I started the stupidness, all the way to 10,000, there was not a single guy added to my connection list. It was all women that I have never met. Right, never met a single one of them. Don't know any of them. Right, and I'm proving that it's just a load of nonsense. It's an absolute load of nonsense, right? You connect with as many people as you want, and you've got no idea who you're connecting with or anything like that. But it's you just sit there and you go, I want to connect with you, I want to click with you. And so there's also I work in the computer IT world. So there was what I referred to. I've had this conversation with a few of my mates, obviously. There's a few conversations we've had where they created the LinkedIn developers created what I called the Stumpf rule. So that's my last name, because they started changing the way what you could do, right? I'm pretty sure based on what I was doing. So, because I'd be on my computer sitting and clicking away. And at one point, I had 4,000 open invitations. Over 4,000. And then all of a sudden, they shut me off because there's probably some developer that's sitting there going, what is this guy doing, right? You can't do that. Right, okay, write a rule, stop him from doing that. Right? Stop on the computer. And then I find out I can still connect on my phone. I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm more on the phone. And then they keep rattling it down, then they fix that. issue and then block it on the phone. So all of a sudden it became this game between the LinkedIn developers and me, for them trying to shut me down from what I'm doing, and I was still trying to keep doing what I was doing. So it's very entertaining, but I now have 11,000 somewhat questionable connections. You'd be very surprised the types of industries that have LinkedIn profiles.
Oh yeah.
I'll just leave that one out there for your own imagination.
How they make some of their suggestions too. I'll be like, okay, I want to look for somebody in marketing that works at XYZ company. You pull it up and you find 2 or 3, and then you're like, this person doesn't have anything to do with what I'm looking for, but like she's hot, so I'm at least gonna check. Like maybe she's marketing director somewhere. You click that. And you're right, though. It just goes into a rabbit hole. I don't think connected to all those people. But that's what I mean. You're like, all right, I got to check LinkedIn quick. And you've got one thing you got to search for, and it is a 4-minute ordeal. And you're like an hour and 10 minutes into this, and you're like, I now have 7 different companies that I'm associated with. I don't know what any of them do, but I know their marketing person. We need to get you TikTok.
Oh, Lord.
So a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues at work, they were like, all of the you might know people are changing that for all of them because they're all connected to me. And all of a sudden, it's like, you might know. It's like, I'm saying that I might know Amanda, whatever, who's a bartender over at such and such a bar. It's like,
I'd send you a request, but it turns out I'm not female, so we're not going to do it.
I'm connected with Amanda, though.
Because she said that to me. She's like, I connected with Robert on LinkedIn. And I'm like, oh, great. So you know one of the 11,000 people now.
No, it's, yes. It's, so it's very entertaining. So.
Good deal.
You don't want to connect with me because I wonder whether Amanda's recommendations are changing now that she's connected with me. I apologize, Amanda. You're probably going to get some very questionable connections.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Oh. All right, so let's talk about rubbers. So we, great. These are all new stories for me.
Yeah, you got to Andy either wasn't there or just wasn't there.
I was out.
So I'm gonna tee this one up. So we're sitting there talking and just talking about accents because mine's very noticeable. Of course, Robert's is very noticeable, and Amanda's talking about how sexy foreign accents are and Southern accents are. So we're eating it up, and then, Robert goes, hey, and we talked about the podcast. We were like, man, we got to get you on the podcast, be your first race. Like, you're hilarious. We're just having a great time. You'd love to be on it. And he's like, yeah. He's like, you could do a whole damn series on me. We can just talk about words that the English and the European English or whatever difference is. And he says, just for instance, and he tells us this story, and it would be I could not do it justice even trying to tell the story. So I'm just, again, Robert, the floor is yours, buddy.
All right. So this is a true story. Moved over here. So first off, I was working for General Electric over in London and had the opportunity to move to the States. And for a year, I was supposed to only be here for a year. This is back in '94. And they still haven't been able to kick me out of the country yet.
I was going to say, you've been here for 27 years, right?
Almost 27 years.
Yeah,
July will be 27 years. So I'm working on the Southern accent, I promise.
Yeah, I can hear it come through.
Yeah. So anyway, they call me up and they say, we've got your first assignment. You're going to Minneapolis. And I'm literally, what the is that? Right? And this is 94. There is no Google. There is no Google Maps. I had to get an atlas out. I opened up an atlas and I'm looking at it. I'm like, that's not where I want to go when I'm going to America. It's right in the middle of the country. But I actually had a great time up there. Great people, salt of the earth, absolutely amazing time. I've lived in quite a few questionable places, and everywhere is awesome. I love this country because it's just so diverse everywhere you go. People are so friendly and so good. So anyway, I'm up in the office. This is back in '94. Before you got all the fancy technology and all of that, and I walk up to the secretary, and I'm making notes and whatever in meetings, and got a pencil and making mistakes. And I literally walked up to the secretary and I said, "Do you have a rubber?" And she looks at me like, did you just say what I think you said? I mean, she's got that look. She doesn't say a word. She just looks at me, and she's looking at me like, I'm pretty sure you didn't mean to say what you just said. I'm like, do you have a rubber? I really need a rubber. And she's just sitting there looking at me like, please tell me this isn't, you know. I'm like, for a pencil, I've got a pencil, I've got to, rub out the mistakes for a pencil. She goes, oh, you mean an eraser? Like, sure, if that's what you call it, yeah.
As I said, so that was your first meeting with HR.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Oh my gosh.
So Robert, I mean, it was your first race. I mean, what's your takeaway from it? I know, joking a while ago about it, hiding doing a great job of rednecks hiding it, but what was as a new fan, as like you said, a lifelong fan now, I mean, what interests you so much there that you never thought you would get from a NASCAR event?
So to be perfectly honest, the beef race that I've got on behind me here, that was amazing, right? That was actually an amazing race, and I really enjoyed that. I was very focused, very focused on watching it, mostly because you guys weren't there getting me horrendously drunk.
We were getting other people drunk.
Yeah. So, but it was just the skills that are involved. It's a whole different class of skills that are involved in it. Because so to be perfectly honest, I've started getting really, really bored with Formula One. Because it's just, you get out into the lead, it's almost impossible to overtake.
Yeah.
Technology has just gone insane in Formula One. Technology has taken it over.
Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where it's starting to get really boring, right? And it's processional. Whereas the racing, with how close these guys are and the speed that they're going at, the skills that are involved in this is unbelievable. And the fact that there's not a whole lot of technology in the car. Right, it's basically an engine and a set of pedals and a steering wheel. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. Yeah. The one thing that I wanted to ask you guys more about, and something I wanted to dig into more, is the whole concept of the spotter, and how you got a guy that's talking to somebody and giving them input into what's going on and what's ahead of them and where they're at and all of that. That's a whole different, because I'm used to rallying, and a rallying you've got your the pace guy that's sitting next to him that's giving the notes, which is a whole different level of amazingness. Yeah. So that's how I've related that one. It sounds very much like the navigator in rallying is the spotter in NASCAR. I don't know if that's
Did we have any radios up there that night?
Yeah. I had my phone and I let him listen to it just a little bit there.
Well, Robert's going to come to a race with us sometime this year. So we'll get him hooked up to one. Yeah. But I think the spotters kind of it's multifaceted, and I think a lot like rallying, where I watched a video not that long ago where the guy's telling him what the turn of the corner is and all that stuff, and so the spotter, especially at a Daytona, where they're literally that close together, it's kind of telling them where they're clear, where they're able to move up or move down into a gap, whatever that preferred line might be. But they're also there to kind of talk them off the ledge. I mean, we these guys get fired up, especially in a race car, especially if they get hit for a reason that they deem unreasonable. But they also help talk them off the ledge, along with the crew chief and everybody else. So they're an integral part, really. A guy doesn't win a Daytona. Michael McDowell doesn't win Daytona without a good spotter. Yep. I mean, no matter that he's never won a race or not, he doesn't win without a guy that knows what he's talking about and is talking him through a lot of that stuff.
So in those guys, the spotters, Robert, too, were located, we had the sixth floor above us, and then on the roof is what they have that. And that's where the spotters are with binoculars, things like that. And they're watching those cars. So, think of it as, like air traffic control kind of in a way. You're, in a race like Daytona, if you've got a guy in the middle, you literally have 9 other cars that are all within 4 to 6 inches of that car traveling at 200 miles an hour, and you're watching them from almost 1.5 miles away at any given point in the stadium. And you're trying to locate your car. And when something in front of you happens, you've got to relay that information to him and tell him where to go. Yeah. So, they're either super duper talented or just really good guessers. It's one of the two things for sure. and it's a lot of fun listening to them on the radios and trying to, almost picture yourself in that situation going, when someone's blindly telling you go low or clear, it's the only way to really describe it is to think about checking your mirror. When you're getting ready to merge on an interstate or something like that, and you check the mirror and you're like, gosh, that car looks a little close, and you turn your head to look, there's no option of that. If the spotter says you're clear, you do it.
Yeah.
Especially with the new containment seats that they're sitting in. I mean, the containment seats they're sitting in, I mean, they cannot do this. I mean, they're pretty much it's right here.
What's the visibility like? And when you're sitting in that car, do you just? I mean,
just
is there mirrors. Is there any mirrors that add any value?
You got a mirror, and sometimes some guys run them on the doors. But I mean, even at those speeds, the way they're, I mean, it's So not only you'll hear them say, you got such coming 5 back, 4 back, 3 back, calling where the runs are coming from and where he needs. You hear guys go top lane now, and they just move. I mean, they don't even look. I mean, if their spotter's good enough and they work well enough together, when he tells them clear, he just basically goes. He don't. There's no looking, second guessing. And if you do, it gets you in trouble. It's like last year, our buddy Jeb, he got took out by a guy that Jeb. He had a great chance to win that race, and he got took out a guy because he didn't listen to a spotter. He hesitated, and by the time his spotter told him clear, he hesitated. It was too late, and he caught him in the nose and caused some stuff back there. But, they're doing that. They're telling them, when to get off pit road. They're helping the crew chief. You'll hear them up there tell the crew chief he's loose going in. Or I've heard Tab did a great job with Jeb last year talking about different lines. They'll watch the lines of the other racers, and if they're 2-3 tenths quicker, they'll tell them, hey, move up and try that line that the 7 car is doing, or stuff like that. So they're interested. Like, when they first started spotting, like I heard Brett Griffin, if you like listening to podcasts, there's a great podcast called Door Bumper Clear.
Yeah, really good.
And it's basically there's 3 spotters up there, and they're just talking about the sport in general, and they'll get into the spotting piece of it and all. But Brett Griffin was a PR guy that worked for the Woods brothers, the 21 car, and they didn't have a spotter one day, so the joke was the guy with the least important job became the spotter. And they would just throw them up there because back then it wasn't as technical, right? I mean, it wasn't, they don't have, like now they watch tape, but they'll go back home and watch tapes of the races and say, well, I should have called this or I should have called that. They'll listen to it. They'll watch telemetry. I mean, they got, just like, football players do watching film. But, back in the day, it was just whoever you threw up there and just said, yeah, you got a car inside, outside, or wrecking up there or whatever. Now it's just so much you got several spotters up there that are making some really, really good money, because they're like TJ Majors. TJ Majors, they'll tell you right now, if you can choose any guy to take you around a super speedway, it's TJ Majors. Brett's not bad at it either, but it's just because you've almost got to be able to, like you said, almost foresee what's going to happen to keep your guy in trouble.
Yeah. The cool thing would be to get Robert to, so he saw the biggest, right? Would be to get him to like a Bristol.
Oh, yeah.
And then see the difference in that, which is, Daytona's 2.5 miles, Bristol's 0.5 or 0.56, I think, to be exact.
Yeah. Just over a half mile.
It's like a bowl.
Yeah, not with dirt on it.
not the dirt version. Yeah,
we can take him to Martinsville too. He's only about 2.5 miles.
Oh yeah, Martinsville's not far.
Yeah, that's right. We had to get him there, but I want to take him to some short track because another thing you had said the other night when we were talking, you were like, man, these guys just beat on each other. Where of course like a full contact sport like F1 that don't happen. I mean, you touch one of those F1 cars, they obliterate. But these cars. I mean, the Cup cars here lately have been a little tender, but you get to some of these short track races where you got the old hobby stocks and super stocks, and they're literally going into the corner just bam, bam, bam.
Well, there's short tracks where your boy Tyler Reddick. I mean, there's short tracks where that car is one of the top 5 cars in a race. That badly beat up at some of those because it's they wreck a lot of race cars at those.
And you got some good tracks around you too. We'll have to get up either. I'll get with you and we'll either get to Orange County or Wake Speedway or some of those, and then once I'm gonna have to, I'll get you into that, and then I'll ease you into a dirt track because that's a whole different world. I mean, you talking about seeing you probably saw some pretty interesting people at the race this weekend, right?
Yeah. You talk about hiding some redneck shit.
Yeah, go to a dirt track. So I'll ease you into that. I'll take you to the asphalt short track first, then I'll ease you into a dirt track. But because
Ray will have you iRacing within the next 3 weeks.
Oh, hey, he's ahead of the game. His brother's big into it.
Oh yeah, my brother's huge. He's been trying to. My brother just built this insane kit that's just blew you away. And I know that I'm very obsessive when I get into things at first, and I'll go over the top. I'll spend like 10 grand on a kit, and then my entire life for the next 6 months will be nothing but racing.
I'm telling you, this is
freaking in.
I'm like, I can't do it.
He's about to become a member of the Wolfpack.
Yeah, exactly. You want to be in the racing world. I literally almost word for word what you said. I'm like, Ray, I get it. It looks super fun. I want to do it. Boy, you have to understand. He's like, you can do it on like $350, get a computer and this thing and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so I said, what do I need to order? He sent me out the wheel and the pedals. I ordered that 6 months ago. And now I'm like, I'm not doing the computer yet because I'm going to build a room. I got to have the triple monitors. Like, I want to have an actual race car. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be the best in the world at it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just the only way to do it.
Right. I swear to God, there was, my brother last time he's putting all his gear together and all this stuff and whatever. So I just got onto eBay and there was a guy in Hawaii selling his gear in a crate and would ship it to the mainland, and it was 15 grand. And I'm like, like back away from the computer.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Cause see, like my setup right now, my wheel I think my wheel was like $300. I took a old crap computer I had laying around that the processor was good enough. I bought a $150 GPU and stuck in it, and I was using like an old 32-inch TV. I had $500 in my rig and having a blast, And in them, they got I got to have full motion in it. So,
yeah.
No,
when you start the car, you feel the seat jiggle.
Yeah, no, the motion thing would make me sick. Right, I can't do the Oculus thing. The Oculus thing, because I get vertigo and all that. So if I did the Oculus thing, I would probably have to sit down in a dark room for like 2 hours afterwards and just chill out.
Brandon has no problem at all with Oculus or motion sickness with it because he spent at least 100 hours this past weekend in one, losing all my damn
race. He was on.
Yeah, losing all my money in Texas Hold'em.
I got some bad beats. Is what happened.
Is that what happened?
It was just some bad beats.
So so you all set me up for tell a story. So tell the story about the raising the chips. Who was it that was?
So I'm glad you can't see me from the chest up. So if you get in VR and there's a game on my VR headset called Poker Stars, and it's Texas Hold'em Blackjack, and you sit there and you're playing and you got this VR and you got your 2 grips. Well, to pick chips up and stuff, you literally have to reach down like you're grabbing them, pull a trigger and pull them up, and then toss them in, right? Well, when Divers was first getting used to the game, there was a whole lot of this going on. And it really looked like he was doing some stuff that he shouldn't have been doing in front of everybody, let alone us, our wives, for a good while. So Brock and Andy and I just sat there and laughed at him he's just got this big old headset on, right? And like he's just sitting there going, just
nonstop.
I'm over exaggerating the moves.
Yeah, it was much shorter.
It was much shorter. And
way faster.
Yeah. I finally looked at him. I was like, did you download something that you shouldn't have on my? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, nothing. I don't think we ever told him until maybe I told him that night.
I don't remember. I was immersed in losing all your money.
Yeah, you were losing losing all my money. Looked like you were masturbating while you were doing it. So it's great. Oh,
it is fun.
It's thrills a minute. You guys have got to get yours,
We're going to.
I would say, you didn't pick one up and bring home and be like, hey, babe, here's your Valentine's Day present.
No, I've got a special Valentine's Day little soiree planned for this weekend because unfortunately I wasn't with my wife on Valentine's Day. So we're gonna, kind of get past that and then get to. All right, I don't know that.
See, Molly said it was hilarious when you were playing poker and masturbating.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Molly, can you confirm if they were long strokes or short strokes?
What? We'll find out. What are you drinking? You're drinking something neat. It's either scotch or bourbon. What do you got?
No. I've decided I've got to go redneck while I'm talking with you, gents. So drinking a little bourbon.
What do you got?
Little Four Roses single barrel.
That's good stuff. I love Four Roses single
I've
barrel.
got some good friends here that are trying to educate me on bourbons and ryes.
Have you ever had Blanton's?
I have had Blanton's. Yeah, I had Blanton's.
I like Blanton's a lot.
One of my good friends is working on getting the whole flight of Pappy together. So he's a pretty hardcore bourbon guy.
Wow.
He knows more about bourbon than I will ever know. But
let me know when he gets it together. I'd love to come down there and help.
We'll go to a race.
Figured out.
Invite us along, and I'll get him to bring along the whole suite with lights.
You bet, man.
Well, I've got a feeling you'll be to some more races this year.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Even if it's just to come see the race, but to hang out with you gents again would be awesome as well.
Well,
likewise.
you can room with divers because from the way things are looking, we'll see where Molly's in, but Amanda and Maxine are pretty much planning the racing season right now. So unless divers starts bringing Jen along, he's gonna need a bunkie at all these tracks, I think. So.
Yeah. Hopefully short. You told her to say that, didn't you?
I didn't tell her. She's either in the living room on the couch or in one of my daughter's beds about to sleep because I'm up here with you guys.
So can we tell jokes on here? It's
oh yeah.
It's
absolutely
moderately, because I just heard one today that's actually somewhat related to what you were talking about.
Please.
It was these Aussie guys that were telling the joke on the radio station, and somebody sent it to me on WhatsApp to my soccer team. It's hilarious. So this guy goes into the hospital, and he says to the nurse, he says, "Look, whatever you do, you got to promise that you can't laugh at all when I tell you what's wrong." And she says, "Look, I've been a nurse for 20 years. Promise you, I've never laughed at anybody before. I promise I will never laugh. I'm a professional. You can tell me anything." He says, "All right." So the guy drops his trousers, and the woman looks down, and the guy's gentleman parts are the smallest thing she's ever seen, right? And she's like, it's the size of a Tic Tac, and she just bursts out laughing. She's rolling around on the floor. She's just in hysterics. Can't believe it. She's never seen anything like it. And she gets up and she goes, "Sorry about that. That was very unprofessional. Terrible of me. Apologize about that. Won't happen again. So what's the problem?" And he says, "It's swollen." Sorry.
It's all full up.
Perfect. This is the life I live.
Hey, Brandon, have you noticed how many times in the background behind Robert they've shown the Big Frig gloves?
Oh, yeah. I have
like right there.
There they are.
Perfect example. There's more Big
Oh,
Frig.
Big Frig.
I know it. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I've got a text Kev on that too. There's a lot of Big Frig gloves, but no, that's awesome. That is
perfect.
awesome.
That's good, Robert.
Yeah. Well, Robert, we appreciate you joining us tonight, and we're and we'll definitely get you on again, and definitely when the short track season starts up around here, we'll get you to some short tracks, and then I know we got several races pretty close to get you in and have a good time more.
Cool.
But we appreciate you coming on. It was a great meeting you, great time this weekend, and many more.
Absolutely, looking forward to hanging out more and having more fun with you, Robert. Thank you.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Thank you,
Thank
gents.
you, brother.
All right,
Yes,
Robert.
sir.
Appreciate it.
Buddy.
Hey, go Tyler Reddick.
Go Tyler Reddick. Yeah. So Divers, now you got to call Tyler up and tell him you got him a new fan.
I know. My job here is done.
Now he's got two, you and Robert.
Wait a minute. I just so that everybody knows, we now all have something in this picture
that's
that Divers has bought us at a racetrack.
Yeah. So Divers bought me the Oscar Mayer Wiener racing hat, and he bought Andy the Bubba Wallace koozie and a T-shirt, but you don't have the T-shirt on.
I know. So. I didn't know we were having Brandon Divers Celebration Day.
Well, Divers is a giver. I'm a giver. He's a giver. He's a giver.
I am. I love it.
Nice. Robert, we appreciate it, man. We look forward to seeing you soon, bud.
Thanks, man. Looking forward to it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Oh man, that guy, he was a blast Sunday night, awesome. A blast again. I can't wait to get him.
I could stay on with him for another half hour.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I can't wait to get him to a local short track race, and because that's where it's at, right? I mean,
no doubt.
But yeah, get him down to either Wake County, Orange County, Southern National will be a good one too.
But a huge realization there of NASCAR, and how many people I know, and maybe sometimes some of us that were NASCAR fans when we were younger that have kind of stuck with it. Maybe NASCAR is somewhat right. Like, he never got into NASCAR because it's a bunch of redneck people, it doesn't fit him. And now he's there and he's like, oh my gosh. And I think, maybe NASCAR is reaching some new audiences with stuff. I mean, the numbers weren't fantastic for Daytona, but that's because of, the rain delay stuff. But I mean, it's so cool to have somebody that's entirely new. I mean, for me, I just can't think of not knowing anything about NASCAR, and just the excitement of, tell everybody exactly what he said. And that is, when they fire the engine for the first time, you're going to be like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, it's I mean, and you hear, and very cliche, but you hear people say, oh, NASCAR's great, but I'm really into F1, and well, there's a ton of freaking money in F1. And with a lot of money comes a lot of technology. And he's right. It's a lot of technology. And then you get into road courses where a guy gets 15, 20 seconds ahead. Who's the guy that kills it in F1 right now?
Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. Guy gets ahead 15, 20 seconds. It's over. I mean, it's completely over. And then you go from watching that to – so I've never thought of somebody going from watching an F1 to a Daytona, right, where they're so close together, and you got people that Michael McDowell that can win, that has really no business winning.
Yeah, but he's been there.
So I take that back. It's not that he doesn't have business winning. He's not the
guy you thought would win that race.
No, he doesn't
put money on that guy. Now, I will say, because I thought the same thing. I was like, that's cool. A guy that should not have won that race won it. But then, I was looking through some stuff today. The kid's been running pretty solid. You know what I mean?
He's got 3 of the last Daytonas. He's been top 10. Same with road courses.
Well, here's what's crazy.
I struggled between him and Buescher. And if I would have put money on Buescher or would have put money on McDowell, Buescher would have won the damn race. So
he starts second at the road course, and I'll be honest.
It's gonna be tough to beat.
I don't know that he's going to be out of the top 5 starting up that high, because he always has to come from 20.
Yeah.
Doesn't he start behind Chase Elliott?
Typically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think really he does start behind Chase Elliott.
Yeah, because they use they're doing that math thing again and use last year's points.
Yeah.
System, whatever.
Chase Elliott, whose last name they've actually changed from Elliott to NASCAR's favorite driver or whatever. Like how many times do they have to say that? We get it. Everybody likes Chase.
Don't get me started on Chase.
I mean, he's got to carry the sport on his shoulders right now.
Apparently
he's the talent. I mean, he's the one that everybody loves. I mean, I can't take it away from the kid. He can drive.
I don't love him.
For sure.
I don't love him.
I'm not taking away from him.
I ain't against him. I mean, I'm a fan of his, because it's not that I don't like him, but I'm not cheering for him either. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It doesn't bother me if he wins like it would bother me if Kyle Busch won.
Come on.
So this is actually an interesting conversation, because I don't think, as long as we've been talking about NASCAR, that we've ever actually said who we pull for as individuals in Cup. I don't know that we ever had. I think we know Andy. Now, Andy halfway does it to be an asshole,
No, not at
halfway
all. I
does
do it
it because
100% because I think the guy's keeping the sport alive, and he doesn't care about anything else.
And I don't disagree with you in terms of him being phenomenal, and I've never disagreed with you in terms of him being phenomenal as a fan driver. He's awesome when it comes to that, and
He
people
cares
miss
about
that
his
a lot.
fans, and everyone else can kiss his ass, and I like that about him.
But I don't think we've ever said who we like. Ray, I'm interested to know.
I'm
Who do you
sitting here
pull for?
thinking, man. I mean, there's not one person.
Now, see,
No, I'm serious. Like I
like a bunch of drivers too.
Yeah, but I don't know who's my guy.
Really
I couldn't tell you right now.
I'm
Honestly,
not saying you got to run out and buy his shirt and all that. I'm just saying, who is a guy when he wins? You say, man, that's awesome. That's good stuff, and not like an underdog, but like a guy. Or Haley.
I guess I would have no. I guess I would say Blaney.
So I'm in the same boat. I like Blaney.
I like Blaney. I like Blaney because before he got to Penske, it unfortunately has taken some of the edge off. But he had some character. I
loved him with Wood Brothers, man.
Yeah, because he could be who he was. Like he's a party guy, man. He likes to have a good time. And of course, Penske, they kind of always put the kibosh on that stuff. You got this Penske image you got to have and all that. But I still like Blaney. Yeah, I wish he stayed at the Wood Brothers. I mean, I think he had just as good a shot there as he did at Penske. I mean,
I pictured you as more of a Harvick guy.
That's the thing. I like Harvick. I don't have anything against Harvick. If Harvick wins, I'm happy. I'm good with that too. I don't.
See, I just love Harvick, and it's not.
Like I'm not a Denny Hamlin fan. I don't like Denny Hamlin. I can't tell you why I don't like Denny Hamlin. I've just never been a fan of his. Like
he's a cocky SOB.
Yeah. I guess that's some of it.
And he doesn't really have he's won decent amount of races, but he's not won a championship, and he can't close when he needs to.
Yeah. My favorite guy was Boyer. I mean, just because of his. It's almost to me, it's just as important how you are off track as you are on track.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Joey Logano of just, racing was good. Blah 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 blah. Like Robot could care less for. Always liked Tony Stewart. Never was a Gordon fan. And I don't know why this is. I don't like William Byron. I don't like Bowman. Couldn't tell you why.
Would kick your butt in iRacing like you've never imagined.
Yeah, Bowman would take you to school.
You mean Byron? Bowman don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, because it would have been.
And Timmy Hill.
Timmy Hill would.
Did you see that we got NASCAR Betty watching?
Is NASCAR Betty watching?
NASCAR Betty is on. Amanda just posted it. I saw that Betty's on here too. So that's that there. That's a long-term race fan.
Wait a minute. Wait. It's Thursday, and we don't worry on Thursday. No, is today the day we worry? I can't remember. Worrying is for Thursday. Betty, correct me. Either today's the day we don't worry, or worrying is for Thursdays. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyhow,
she's a huge Harvick fan. She loves some Stewart. She loves some Stewart, and she pretty much was the Wikipedia on Bubba Wallace.
Yes, she
when
was.
He came in for
she definitely is.
Yeah,
we can have her on here talking about all that stuff too. That'd be a great guest.
Yeah, that would be a great guest. We're going to have to work that out.
Her and Amanda on the regular talking back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, Amanda said we only worry on Thursdays.
Only worry on Thursdays.
So today's the day you worry, and the rest of the week you just put it off to Thursday.
That's right. And I'm not really worried today. It's okay.
So, Divers, who's your guy?
Who's my guy?
Tyler Reddick.
I like Reddick. I like Blaney. I'm a Blaney guy.
I like Blaney.
I'm with you on the.
You guys are all on I like. You got one guy. Like you're the one who set this little segment up, and now you can't pick one.
Well, no. Here's the deal. I was an Ernie Irvin guy. He was my first love in NASCAR. Then I was
a Rusty Wallace guy, but that's when I was 10 too.
Then I was a Dale Jr. guy.
Robert comes in. He's like, "So I've only listened to a couple of your previous podcasts, but this is the first time I've heard y'all talk about racing."
There was no racing going on until this.
Yeah.
Then we got away from it.
So then I was a Dale Jr. guy. I admit it. I was part of Junior Nation.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Whatever, man. I love the.
Well, I was a Dale Earnhardt fan first and foremost. That's why I disliked Gordon. Then it's just natural progression, right? I mean, you go from the father to the son, and really, I mean, other than Gordon, I mean, Stewart and all of them were running through there too. But
yeah, no, I get
so
it.
after Junior.
After Junior, I was a Hemrick guy because he moved up to the 8 car for a year in Cup. So I was a big Hemrick guy and Blaney. So I would say currently right now,
so for both you guys,
Blaney.
Like for you guys both to go from your love of Junior and like Brandon, your whole story is Junior, senior, junior, the 8 car, staying with all that, and now they put a Bowman in the 8 car. Or I'm sorry, Reddick in an 8 car or the 88 car, which, blah, 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 whatever. Now it's the 48. That's all changed and all that. But were you ever a Bowman fan when he was in the 88 then?
No,
so it didn't have anything to do with the number.
No. It didn't. But here's what I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand.
Train?
Here's what I don't understand. Well, because he was Wood Brothers. Wood Brothers is out of Stewart, Virginia. And I love the history of Virginia. I love the history of Wood Brothers. So I really liked Blaney with them. I was disappointed when he went to Penske because I felt like he would kind of sell out. I like Matty D. I mean, I don't get like jacked up about it. I was more jacked up about him nearly winning in Bristol.
Yeah.
What was it, 2 years ago in the 95 car? But I don't know. I like Blaney. I just think in that 12 car, he's somewhat shady. What I don't understand though, because you kind of said it with Logano, Ray, is Chase isn't all that animated when it comes to his interviews. I mean, he's pretty bland. Guess, did he flick off Kyle Busch at Darlington last year in turn 1?
It's the only reason he's famous.
It was awesome, right? But
no, let's say he's famous because who his daddy is, and he was just able to back that.
No doubt. The only other memorable thing I can remember him doing.
Yeah, I said he was able to back it up.
The only thing I can remember him doing outside of that was when he ran his car into the wall, the Tums Heartburn corner at the Roval.
And it rolled backwards, and he came back and won.
Yeah. And then when he got in the car, he did a burnout, and then he got up and then let the car roll back. Those are the only crazy things I can remember him doing. Otherwise, his interviews are extremely bland, extremely bland. So whereas a Boyer, you're going to get some kind of soundbite in every Boyer interview, or you were. Now it's even more than that. But I don't know.
So you're a Busch fan, or are you a Joe Gibbs Racing Team fan?
Yeah.
See, I'm a Stuart Haas fan. I like all the guys at Stuart Haas.
I
like Harvick. Boyer was my guy there. I like, Almirola, whatever. I mean, he's there because he's got a paycheck. And then, Briscoe, I could take or leave him.
I like all the teams. I like sponsor stuff. But, I mean, it's Denny Hamlin doesn't bother me one way or another. I think Denny worries about things that he probably shouldn't worry about sometimes, but it doesn't much bother me. I don't ever cheer against Denny necessarily. I am a Truex fan, just because he's an outdoors type
Truex
of guy
a good dude.
Like that.
I like Truex. Yeah.
And I think he's been through some stuff and got there and got to a ride and proved himself and all that. I mean, won in '78, won a championship and stuff like that. But no, I mean, I'm a big Kyle Busch fan for kind of some of the stuff you guys said. Look what he does off the track. I mean, he put his personal life and their difficulties with pregnancy. They've raised an unbelievable amount of money with that stuff. Kyle's one who's getting up and taking people's flags down and signing them, going around the track, handing out M&Ms, things like that. I mean, I truly think Kyle Busch does a lot of stuff for his sponsors, and I think he does a lot of stuff for his fans, and he knows that he's hated, and he doesn't much care. Do I go out and drink Rowdy Energy? No, I've never tried one. That's it's an endorsement thing. It is what it is. Do I eat M&Ms more because of Kyle Busch? No, probably not. I eat them because I'm fat. But the reality of it is when push comes to shove in a racetrack, I want to see Kyle Busch win. I want to see. I mean, it was an amazing thing to watch him struggle last year and hear people talk about it's because, he's not that good or this or that. I mean, and to me, it's different. He proved that he's willing to work harder than everybody else. And that's how I look at it. They took practice away, and that guy fell off the face of the earth. And to me, that means when the opportunity's there, he either knows more about the car, the setup or something, or he works harder than everybody else to get it done. And I don't know. I have a lot of respect for that. So that's me. But I don't have to pussyfoot around and try to nine different drivers. I like a bunch of people. But no,
I honestly can't tell. I mean, like if you nail me down to one guy, I'd have to say, like, I'd have to say Blaney, but like I'm not, like you said, I'm not say I won't ever have a T-shirt, but I'm not like Blaney's going to win it this weekend. That's my guy. I don't
get jacked up like I used to get when Junior would win a race.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's
you only had to do that a couple of times.
That's not true.
Outside of super speedways. Sorry.
So
he won. Before my first son was born, his last win, the night we went into the hospital, when Hudson was born, he won his last race, which was at Phoenix, which was called for rain.
Yeah.
So
like I went through a spell, like I was a huge NASCAR guy, like in the late mid 90s, early 2000s. And then it kind of just, even before everybody says the death of NASCAR was the car tomorrow. Even before that, I'd kind of, not that I just made a decision to quit. I don't know if I got doing other stuff or kind of backed out. And I honestly hadn't really paid attention to it a ton until I went to work in the sport again. Then it was like, I got to know what's going on. So let me get back knowing. And it just rekindled that fire, I mean, I really wish,
it's a long season and there's a lot of boring ass races.
Yeah. And
I
really wish I could get a short track car going. That's what I really want to do. Get back short track racing.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't make every
in iRacing or in real life?
Real life.
Okay.
No, I don't want to drive.
Know.
I don't want to drive. I've never had the want to drive. I just enjoyed working on them and setting them up and the whole aspect of it.
I just like drinking and being there.
Yeah. Well, you got we've talked about it before. It's a different ball game when you got some skin in the game, right? Like Saturday, I mean, with Jeb in the race and then a 47 in the race. I mean, I was having trouble keeping up with who was talking to because I had them scanning back and forth trying to see what was going on.
I was freaking out.
Oh yeah, and then of course the wrecks that happened, and Jeb got caught up in one. Like my stomach dropped, and then the 47 driving through hell, that brimstone fire that was in turn 2 was. I mean, all of us turned around and it's like all you could see was white eyes, just as big as they could be. It's same thing with going to these local tracks, man. When you got some skin in the game and worked on that thing all week, it's just a whole different adrenaline level. So, but that's what I love about racing, man.
It is. It's an exciting time, and it was a blast last week.
Yeah, it was.
Yep.
I mean, it was awesome to be at the track. Our first Daytona experience for me. First I've been to Daytona several times.
Me too.
I've never been there for a race.
Me either.
So I've been on the track. I've done the ride-alongs and all of that stuff there, but that's the first time I've seen a race. And my God, I mean, like what an experience! Like a guy like Robert, that's the experience they need to have to start. I mean, not taken away from all the other tracks and things like that. You can have a lot of fun at them, but what an experience! I mean, really.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So. And now we're back at Daytona again with a road course. So are we doing picks? I mean, we should talk Kyle Weatherman. Obviously the Wolfpack car the car wasn't good. We'll just leave it at that. Things did not look very good for us, and some powers or whatever around managed. We got rain. It's Florida. It is what it is, and I feel bad for the teams that were there that had to go home and didn't get a chance to qualify. But those teams would have felt bad for us if we would have had to go home if we'd had to qualify because things didn't look promising.
Yep.
But everything shined down, and we finished 15th in the 47 car. Jeb finished 4th. Great, just an unbelievable. I mean, what a race! I mean, and Robert said it. The Xfinity race is. I mean, the Cup race was a lot of fun too, but the Xfinity racing is awesome right now, and so are the trucks.
I rewatched the race yesterday, and the double file racing that the Xfinity cars were doing. I mean, it was the whole race. There was never a time where they just had a train that just circled the track like the Cup cars. The Cup cars that went is from basically the point they restarted that race through the stages. They were just running a train the whole time. There was no really big moves trying to be made. Even think about this, man. Even on that last lap of the Cup race, they didn't make a move until the last lap.
Yeah,
I was like, it was just weird. Usually that's happening, 3 laps to go. You start seeing people shuffling and moving.
You don't want to be first in those cars right now.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, it was great to see Jeb have a great race. If he hadn't got caught up in some of that stuff, I know the car was pretty banging up afterwards. So who knows what could have happened had he stayed pretty clean. He was running good all night. And then, like you said, man, with it was just it was fun to watch the 47 come from. I mean, let's face it, the last place car to them guys working on it every chance they got to get.
Well, we got lapped.
We got lapped and came back
in stage 2 and got our lap back with the lucky dog at the end of stage 2.
Yep.
And that put us in a different pit cycle a little bit. And then next thing you know, we're a top 10 car there for a little bit, you know?
I mean, we started what fifth?
Sixth,
yeah, fifth or sixth.
After the wreck.
After the wreck, the last restart, and he dropped to the bottom and just got shuffled out. You know, I mean, that's hindsight 2020. If he stayed there, he'd probably finish top 10. But you know,
I'll take
at the same time, I would say at the same time, a kid that's his first time in an Xfinity car at Daytona running sixth, and you feel like you got a chance, you got to take it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So good. And then we got the road course this weekend, and boys, I'm telling you,
Robert said he's taking Tyler.
Me too, buddy.
Course.
Yeah, probably not a bad bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, in as an update, I mean things are good. You know, hearing really good things about the 47 and 74. So for people watching that care about the sponsorship side of it, Covert Cameras and Picture Perfect, the new mineral and attractant they're going to be releasing this year are what both the 47 and 74 car are wrapped in this week. So and MHR cars have proven to be decent on road courses. So Kyle's starting 11th. Unfortunately, Bailey's got to start quite a ways in the back. I think 33rd, I believe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like 31 or 32, somewhere in there.
Yep. So, but yeah. So, I mean, and hearing good reports. I mean, I think the cars are going to be pretty good. I'm excited for the road course. Jeb's going to be good. I think Jeb's starting third.
Third. Yeah. Jeb's starting third. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, two of our guys in the top. Almost top 10. I mean, it's going to be an exciting race to see what goes on in there. So, and can anybody beat Cindric?
That's going to be the toughest guy. Well, AJ will be in there.
Oh yeah,
AJ will be in there, and then they got Junior's got a shoe in the 8 car.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, it's not Barry. It's not
Pinard,
Sam.
Pinard.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with him, but I'm also not familiar with road racing that much. And I think there's a couple other cars that are going to have some shoes in them.
Okay.
Yes, but I mean, here's the thing, right? I mean, those guys get in these cars. I mean, they're not having practice in these heavy cars without the ABS, without all the. So it's a little different. Don't get me wrong.
No practice.
Yeah, no practice. So it's a little different. So I don't think that makes a big of a deal as it maybe used to. Because a lot of these guys,
I mean, Jeb's never done a lap at Daytona Road Course, has he?
No. I mean, so like you think back in the day, like I think about back in the day in the Cup. I mean, it was nothing for them to pull somebody out of a car and throw Boris Said in, or some other, and it would make a huge difference. But I don't think. I mean, at that time, what you had?
Marcus Ambrose.
Yeah. At that time you had 2 road courses. So if you shit the bed at both of them, it really was not going to kill you. Yeah. But now the way, I mean, hell, you got 7 road courses right now, right? We know 6 or 7.
I think it's 6.
Okay. So you got 6 road courses now. I know Jeb flew out last year to do road course training.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys, I mean, Elliott
did Coda?
Do what?
Did he go down and train in Coda?
I don't know if it was Coda or not. I can't remember where it was.
It was somewhere in Texas. I can't remember, but I remember having a conversation with him about that.
We just got in trouble, boys. Miss Betty said that there's no such thing as a dull NASCAR race.
You're right, Betty.
You're right.
NASCAR Betty will keep us in line right there for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, but where's Harvick? I haven't seen Harvick at all this year.
What are you doing? You can't talk to her like that.
Quite a bit this weekend.
I would say he led right much this week. Didn't he finish like 3rd or 4th this weekend?
I don't know where no, I don't think he finished that high. I can't remember where he finished. I know he was leading a bunch, but I thought he got torn up. Maybe he did come back at the end.
I don't remember.
I don't either. It'll be between Amanda and Betty. We'll know soon.
Her and I have a 1-0 record on going to races and Harvick winning. So I will take that.
Texas.
Yeah, Harvick finished 4th.
Okay, so it was 4th.
He did?
Yeah.
Harvick finished 4th. Yeah. So you had Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and Denny Hamlin round out the top 5.
Huh.
Wow.
Austin Dillon
number three was third, and number 4 was fourth, huh?
Yeah. It's got to be rigged.
34-1. Wow, this is like all kinds of weird stuff going on.
It's all rigged.
Yeah.
Austin can plate race. There's no doubt he can.
It was a good race. He had a good race.
That was.
So. All right, boys.
So picks for the road course.
That's what I was going to say. Let's do picks for the road course and let these people get back to their busy lives. So, who wants to go first?
Who won last year?
Chase.
No, who won in our group? Do we have a thing? Like, are we going to keep track?
Oh, we got to keep track this year?
Keep track, yeah.
All right.
All right, Brandon, you're keeping track.
If Brandon's going to keep track. We won't know until 2026 who won.
I think we're still waiting to determine.
Enough. All right, I'm going to write it down. Who we got?
Okay, so what are we doing? Just highs, like.
Are we going to do? Are we doing?
You your points of where you finished, and that's it.
Are we doing truck, Xfinity,
points,
and Cup? Or?
Points of where you finish. Points of where you finish. You can pick anybody as many times as you want.
Points of where you finish. So, like, if you finish 5th, you get 5 points, and then whoever has the lowest at the end of the season.
Whatever the points are.
You get whatever the points are for the driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you finish first and get 42 points, that's what you get. 42 points.
Yep.
Are we doing just Cup? Or are we doing? What are we?
We're just gonna do Cup.
Just Cup. Okay.
Yep. But we can for
fun. We're gonna have a lot of ties.
Yeah. We can for fun do the other two, but for Cup we'll keep points. All right.
Okay.
Deal.
Yep.
All right,
but let's make a rule. We're gonna have to do a round robin every week, right?
Yeah. So we can't pick
with somebody, so we can't pick the same driver.
Okay.
Yep.
So
that's fine.
What do y'all want to do? How you want to figure out who goes first?
Well, I think whoever gets the winning driver gets first pick the second week.
I'm good with that, but how are we gonna start it now?
I say we let Divers pick first because he chauffeured the ladies around, did a great job. Never bitched once. I bitched more about it, and I wasn't even in the car. I was like, damn, I'm going to get coffee again. So I think he earned the right to get Chase Elliott this week.
So, Divers, here's your payment for all your hard work this week.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who are you going to take, Divers? This will be a shot.
I think I'll go Chase.
Oh!
I mean, look, he wrecked Blaney to the line I guess the last time they ran this thing 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. Yeah. So I like Chase.
All right.
Yeah, so does everybody in NASCAR.
I know.
According to NASCAR.
We would play rock, paper, scissors, Amanda, but we know Divers would lose. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Ray, you can be second. I'll take the last pick.
Robert said these guys don't know how to organize anything. I know we about hit
the rest of the field.
All right, I want Blaney. I got Blaney.
I know who I'd take if I was Andy.
Yeah, I know. Just because he won a duel there and everything else. I mean, that's just where I live. But I can't get in this habit where you guys are always just going to pick Kyle every week.
No, that's not what I'm thinking.
But I'm going to take Kyle Busch. He won. He won one of the clashes there. He runs well there. I think people are going to wreck and do some stuff. Blaney was up front.
I just thought about something too.
It's that or
Allmendinger's running it.
Yeah, I'm not going to take AJ.
You ain't going to take AJ?
He's going to be worn out from probably handing everyone their ass during the Xfinity race.
I would have taken MTJ.
MTJ.
I would have taken MTJ if I was.
MTJ in a bad pick, yeah. MTJ in a bad pick.
I agree, but I'll take Kyle for this because I know who I got next week, so I need to win this week because I know who I got next week. There ain't no doubt about it if I'm first. So
where are we going next week? Where's next week?
Miami.
Oh.
And I'll be damned you think I ain't picking the 5 car. Y'all can call me racist, whatever the hell you think. But we're going to Miami. I guarantee you I got the 5 car.
Oh, yeah.
Up against the wall, absolutely.
Your boy Robert, your boy Tyler's pretty good at Miami.
Yeah, he is. He'd be my second choice.
I'll tell you this: I will take Tyler next week if I've got a shot.
Yeah. So so I'll go with Kyle. I mean, he won a clash already this year, and I think he's going to win early. And here's
he won a clash because the 2 guys me and Divers picked wrecked.
Yeah. So we picked 1, 2, 3, and here's the reality. Divers guy had the best car, just wore his stuff out. And, Blaney wore his stuff out on Divers guy. And I'll take the guy, and I hope the exact same thing happens, to be honest with you.
Robert said, fuck no, you can't have Reddit.
Robert's got Reddick for the year. So
I'll tell you what. I think if Robert wants to hop in on this thing, we ought to talk about it and see if he wants to be an honorary. You know how college
an honorary guest picker.
An honorary guest picker.
Problem is he's going to take the 8 car every week, so we might as well just assign the 8 to him, and we give Betty the 4. I don't know what Amanda's doing now. So
she posted up there somewhere about Jimmy Johnson. I think he's
I think she's taking Clint Boyer.
Yeah, Clint Boyer, any guy with a Southern or a see, there you go. He's in for
Tyler all season. Perfect. There we go.
Apparently, Amanda's cheering for anybody with a Southern accent or a foreign accent, which apparently I don't have either of. So I should have just gone to bed.
Well, I asked her.
Every night in Daytona, I should have gone to bed.
Because she was talking about how attractive accents are, and I was like, "Is that why you married Andy because of the milk?"
Nah.
No, she said no, absolutely not.
I don't have a weird accent. She married me so that she could travel around the country a little bit and meet guys with weird accents and find a new husband.
She said any driver with an accent.
Yeah, there you go.
Who would have
does Kaz have an accent?
Is that why she loves Ward so much? It's got to be why she loves Ward so much.
I don't know. She always just says that Ward's like a perfect little guy.
Yeah.
That's little guy. Just a perfect little guy.
So who would have the worst accent right now in NASCAR? Because I don't know of anybody that has a good redneck accent. Southern boy type deal.
I don't know.
That's a good point.
That's why the sport's not as popular as it used to be.
Exactly right. How do I get a driver's seat? There you go.
Driver's seat. Jeb's got some for sale.
Oh yeah,
and you might fit in it. None of us can.
He's small enough.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Well, picks are in, and we enjoyed it. It's been a great show, and we will see you here same time next week. Talk about some road courses and what's going on coming up in Miami.
Go for
Good night.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
Later.